silver gray sky and surging waves, a massive Japanese whaling vessel cuts through the water, embarking on a mission to harvest resources from the depths of the ocean. But this is no ordinary fishing ship. It is a colossal machine specifically designed for a highly controversial task: whale hunting. Equipped with modern technology, this vessel has the capability to harvest enormous fin whales, each weighing up to 70 tons, and store up to 700 tons of whale meat. It serves as a crucial link in Japan's large-scale whaling operation, where the process extends beyond mere hunting to include full-scale processing at sea. Each voyage can last for weeks, even months, as the ship quietly navigates the vast ocean, carrying out the entire cycle from hunting to product preservation right on board. Today, join us as we follow Japanese whalers on their arduous yet highly sophisticated journey, uncovering the intricate world of whale hunting and processing in the heart of the open ocean. In remote oceanic regions, Japan deploys a large-scale whaling operation with specialized vessels weighing up to 8,000 tons. Manned by dozens of experienced sailors, these ships can travel over 13,000 kilometers across the ocean to locate, hunt, and process whales directly at sea. Leading the fleet is the mothership, the central hub that coordinates all whaling activities, ensuring the operation runs smoothly and efficiently. Whale tracking relies on a combination of advanced technology and practical expertise. Sonar and GPS systems precisely determine the location of whale pods, while aerial imagery aids the crew in monitoring their movements. Once within range, hunters use harpoons equipped with explosive sesa method, designed to bring down whales swiftly. The harpoon targets vital areas, such as the chest, causing the animal to lose consciousness instantly and minimizing its struggle. Immediately after being captured, the whale is hauled onto the mothership for on-site processing. The mothership serves not only as a transport vessel, but also as a floating factory, where the entire process of butchering, sorting, and preserving takes place under optimal conditions. With this closed-loop system, Japan maximizes efficiency on each whaling expedition, sustaining an industry that continues to exist amid global controversy. As soon as the whale is hauled onto the deck, the crew immediately begins the processing procedure to ensure the meat remains at optimal quality. The process starts with the removal of the thick layer of blubber and skin using sharp knives and specialized equipment. The massive whale carcass is then cut into large sections, allowing for a faster and more efficient breakdown. The freshly butchered meat is placed on a conveyor belt and sent into the ship's onboard processing system. There, it is further divided into smaller portions, vacuum-packed and flash-frozen to preserve its freshness throughout transportation. High-quality cuts are prioritized for premium markets or export, while the thick blubber is processed into whale oil, an essential ingredient used in various industries. Additionally, whale bones are often ground down or discarded, while the internal organs are released into the ocean, providing natural nutrients for marine ecosystems. Processing the whale directly on the ship not only reduces transportation costs, but also ensures the product is stored in optimal conditions, minimizing spoilage. Once the harvested meat reaches a volume of 300 to 500 tons, the vessel returns to port, delivering this valuable resource to major supermarkets and retailers, supplying both the domestic market and international exports. For decades, Japan's whaling activities have been at the center of fierce international debate. Animal welfare organizations have repeatedly condemned the practice as cruel and inhumane, especially given that whales are considered a globally protected species. The sight of whales being chased and harpooned on the open ocean has become a symbol of the ongoing conflict between cultural tradition and wildlife conservation. In 1982, the International Whaling Commission, IWC, imposed a ban on commercial whaling to prevent the drastic decline of whale populations. However, Japan has consistently opposed this restriction, arguing that whaling is an integral part of its cultural and culinary heritage. Despite mounting international pressure, the country continues its annual hunts, citing scientific research as a justification for maintaining the practice. The question remains, why does Japan persist with its whaling industry despite widespread global opposition? Is this purely a matter of cultural tradition, or are there deeper economic and political interests at play? The Japanese government asserts that whaling is not just an economic industry, but also a deeply rooted cultural tradition, closely tied to the country's historical development. Since the 17th century, the Japanese have developed traditional whaling techniques, utilizing every part of the massive creatures. Whale meat has long been consumed as food, while whale oil was refined for lighting lamps, producing soap, and even fermenting internal organs for use as agricultural fertilizer. After World War II, Japan faced severe food shortages, and during this time, whales became a crucial source of nutrition, helping millions of people survive famine. With each whale providing tens of tons of meat, the whaling industry rapidly expanded, serving as an urgent solution to the country's food crisis in a time of great need. Although the historical significance of whaling in Japan is undeniable, in the modern era, the practice has become increasingly controversial. Many argue that preserving tradition cannot justify the exploitation of a species at risk of decline, especially when the global community is shifting towards sustainable development and marine conservation. The clash between cultural heritage and international pressure has kept the debate over Japan's whaling industry as heated as ever. Although the whaling industry still exists, the reality is that demand for whale meat in Japan has declined significantly. Surveys indicate that over 90% of Japanese people rarely consume whale meat, while most of the younger generation have never even tasted it. As a result, whale hunting yields have dropped sharply compared to previous decades, raising questions about the necessity of this industry in the modern era. Despite international pressure urging Japan to end whaling, many conservatives continue to defend it as an irreplaceable cultural tradition. The Japanese government also insists that whaling is primarily conducted for scientific research and argument that has allowed the country to continue the practice for years, even after the ban on commercial whaling was implemented. However, regardless of the justification, continued whaling is having severe consequences. The fin whale population, one of the most heavily hunted species, faces significant decline, sparking concerns about the long-term impact on marine ecosystems. As global awareness of wildlife conservation grows, can Japan sustain this industry, or will it eventually be forced to adapt to mounting pressure for change?